reporter. Right. So if you ask me what's going on,
right, and
I tell you, yeah, I just have some stuff with TPA. Then I feel kind of judged for the next couple of days, and then I have comments come at me like, "Well, maybe you shouldn't take over." And it was just like, "Come on, I'm down to take over, but I want to also be honest with you and say I had a busy weekend, and that's okay."
Yeah.
But I felt like I couldn't be like anything I said was going to be manipulated somehow from how I meant it. Yeah. It's not because I'm a bad communicator. Sometimes I am whenever I'm just with my friends and I make jokes that no one makes it funny. But in a professional setting, I really strive to be a good communicator. And it was just like it was hard for a couple of us to communicate with our mentor teachers.
Right. Oh, I wish I would have known. I'll have to think about how.
Well, I think a lot of it's because they don't understand.
They haven't been through it. Because, I didn't. I was the same way. Obviously, I never went through a TPA, but going to the different training sessions and obviously going through as a mentor for the last, 3-4 years, I get it. I don't understand your position 100%, but.
I mean, I was lucky enough, I get it. They said with Miss Grisara that she was asking me about it, and I got to sit down and show her kind of the stuff that went in it. She's like, "Oh my gosh, that sounds terrible." And so she right that moment, she's like, if you need a day where you just work on a TPA and you can't take over anymore, she's like, just let me know. And because she admitted, she's like, I don't know anything about that, so I understand that it's stressful.
Right.
So I mean, I feel like we had good communication in that aspect, but for the other teachers, I don't think they're getting that.
And then you didn't take a day for a TPA. You still did your student teaching, and you still did a DPA, and you reported honestly your struggle with that DPA. I was kind of like, and it goes back to like what you expect of me. It was like, I will teach every day. Like that's what I want to learn. I want to be here. But then if I ever reported, then it was like, well, you shouldn't have this. You shouldn't be. Let's not let you do this right now. Then I would hear from down the hall from Cassie or someone that I'm being talked about like in a way that suggests I don't have a strong work ethic, which is not the case at all. And I have flaws. That's not one of them. Yeah. So
that could also be part of I don't know, a lot of teachers are so type A that they're very controlling and they have certain expectations for the way that they want their students to be taught or score on assessments and things like that. So it could have just been a way that she just I don't know. I can see some teachers they have their way, and if they don't think that you're going to do it their way, then it can be really hard for them to let go of control over their classroom. Because I experienced that a little bit too. Even when I was in the classroom, sometimes it was she was jumping in and
taking over,
and I was like, okay, if you want me to teach, let me make mistakes, let me do this. So that, I can learn from them. But, I mean, two people aren't going to have the same teaching styles. You're not going to be able to find two identical teaching styles. But I think my biggest struggle with that TPA was that my teacher teaches on a day-to-day basis. She doesn't plan a week in advance even for things, because she just kind of goes and sees. It's really good for the kids because they get, she's like, okay, well, here's what we did today. What's going to be best for the students for tomorrow. So that works for her, but for a TPA that was really hard because I'm having to plan in January what I'm going to teach at the end of February.
Right.
And so she just basically told me I could teach 2 texts. She was like, you can teach either this or this, and it was from the collections, and I was stressing about it, and then it got time to teach at TPA, and I'd spent a month and a half planning my lesson, and she was like, oh, well, it would actually work better for maybe you to do something different, and she tried to make me have to change my Ed TPA lesson plan and pull one of my lessons from Ed TPA for her, and it just got really stressful. So I think that better line of communication with the teachers, just letting them know up front what is being expected of us with Ed TPA, and that it is a huge time commitment, and that we're committed to be in the classroom, but we've also got to spend time outside of the classroom on Ed TPA.
And maybe also, like I said, building that assignment into the fall will not only help the student teachers, but the mentor teachers, because they'll understand, okay, here's this assignment, it's coming up in November. So, by the end of September or whatever, they have to pick their dates. They have to start picking the texts or whatever the topic is, so they start getting used to the fact that even if they don't like to plan something out in advance, they're going to have to allow the student teachers to do that, at least for that 1 week. And so they start getting that frame of mind, I guess, to understand, it's okay, because you're going to have to let go at some point.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful.
Okay.
I will say though, positively,
Yes.
ACCA affects